Yesterday, Milito said he didn't want new players or reinforcements and wanted to keep his squad. If he kept it, he wouldn't ask for reinforcements. I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen, and the rumors are going to start. This is that time, right, of transfers, players coming and going, and all that. Stay here with me. Let's talk about this situation. I'm going to give you my point of view, what I think is going to happen in the next few days with the Chivas team. I'm Jesus Bernal, and I thank all of you for your attention. Thank you very much for being here with me to talk about the latest regarding Chivas. Who would you like to leave? Who would you like to see join the team? Drop it in the comments below and we'll talk about it next. So without further ado, let's start this video with the latest news. Let me about the Chivas. Coach Gabby Milito sent a very strong message yesterday during the press conference. He stated that he is very happy with the squad he has, and that if they keep the squad as it is, he will not ask for reinforcements. And I think that's very good, right? I mean, I don't think it's just empty words, because if there's something that has characterized Gabby Milito, it's his consistency between what he says and how he acts. I don't think this will be an exception in this case. However, he warned that soccer is so dynamic that things can happen, that there can be departures, and then, well, he would find himself needing to fill those spots, right? To cover them. And therefore, my conclusion, what I believe, is that yes, some players will leave, and yes, reinforcements will arrive. Next, let's go step by step. I'll give my predictions about those I think will leave. Thank you. And what Chivas might be looking for. So stay tuned and we'll talk about it. Thank you. For me, there are two candidates to leave the team, because they have high salaries, which, well, could even complicate their departure. But they have high salaries, and they don't get as much playing time as they might want. And because even one of them has already had offers and chances to leave, which in the end didn't happen. For me, the two players expected to leave the club are Gilberto del Tiba Sepulveda and Miki Tapias. They are two players who already have status in Mexican football, given their experience and age, and I think that within Gabby Milito's system, they come in at very specific moments, right? I mean, maybe they don't have the consistency they would like to have, the way they'd want. And I think that's where this part might come in, where the club lets them go or they end up looking for new opportunities elsewhere. For me, those are two obvious departures. And there are two others that I think could leave with the World Cup coming up. The issue with Hormiga Gonzalez and the issue with that guy, Arundel. Two players who are being scouted from Europe. Two players who have already received offers from Europe. And two players who I think are unlikely to return. I think those will leave. I don't see any way the others leave. Those are the ones I think. Who do you think? Leave it in the comments. But for me, that's where the departures could come from. Now the arrivals, right? To cover for the absence of Diva and Miki Tapias, two players are coming back, Diego Ochoa and Luis Rey. On top of that, they can both adapt to whatever Coach Gabby Milito asks of them. So, I don't see the need for Chivas to go into the market to bring in a center back. Two are coming back. And on top of that, there's Angel Chavez, for example, who has earned the coach's trust. To be able to be first in line, that's how I see it. That's how I see it. If Tala leaves, I don't see the need to buy a goalkeeper either. Oscar Wally is under contract through 2027, and Lisiaga is already coming up from the youth ranks. So, there's no need to go to the market for a goalkeeper. If Tala ends up leaving, I think Chivas is covered. The issue would come if Hormiga Gonzalez goes to Europe. That's when it would matter. I think in the market. Actually, I don't think so. In the Mexican market, he's an irreplaceable player. There's no one else with his abilities. There's no one else with his qualities. I also don't see Chivas entering the market, since there are no strikers available. Or you tell me one. There isn't any. Maybe they'll surprise us with a Mexican-American player they pull out of nowhere. If Hormiga leaves, Aguayo will likely replace him, and Mora Grega remains as well. So, forget it. I mean, if the goalkeeper leaves and the number 9 leaves, no one is going to come from outside to fill those positions simply because there isn't anyone. There just simply isn't anyone. So, well, let's see in the end how Chivas regroups in that sense, right? How the squad ends up looking. Surely, Milito will take a certain number of players from the youth ranks to preseason camp to keep watching, to keep observing who might be useful, who he can count on for the start of the next tournament. And if another little gem pops up, right? Antti Sandoval's already getting more minutes. I still have doubts about Cambros, because he doesn't play that much either. But well, that's a topic that will have to be clarified little by little in the coming days. And the Chivas coach, Gabby Milito, spoke at the post-match press conference. He spoke at the post-match press conference. They were asking him about this, right? About the project, about the young players, about moving forward with this situation. Let's listen to the Chivas coach.
Eric Lopez from 2DN here. Coach, based on your words, I want to ask you if you think that today Guadalajara has that project. Because today the fans have little to complain about. Today the fans support you even in defeat. Do you feel that today there is a solid, strong project, as you say, for the future? And the other thing is that these are also matches that will teach a lot, especially to the younger players. These defeats also teach you can get something out of them. Thank you.
Well, we have no doubt about what we are doing. We arrived a year ago, and the situation was quite complicated. With the effort of the players, we gave the team a clear shape and a very distinct style. We have achieved good results, and we are sure, I am convinced that we are on the path that ultimately brings you closer to being a contender, to fighting for the titles, right? That's what we want. Today it wasn't possible, but we tried until the end, even pushing more players forward. But well, the guys gave everything, they gave all they had. It wasn't enough, but that doesn't take anything away from me. The pride I feel for them, because they competed, giving everything, absolutely everything. As for the fans, I'm very grateful for their unconditional support. Now, at this moment, we have to stay more united than ever. We will come back stronger next year. I have no doubt that we will come back stronger next season. And we need a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, improve some things, and of course, stay together as we have all season.
And to finish, tomorrow morning we'll be at Verde Valle to review and go over what's going to happen with Chivas. The players' farewell, receiving instructions, and all that we already know happens at this time of year. All right, we'll end the video here. Thank you very much for your attention. Keep subscribing, commenting, sharing, and liking, and I'll see you next time. I'm Jesus Bernal. Goodbye.